Good morning, everyone. It's a beautiful day. I'll give credit to the pastor at the Basking Ridge Presbyterian Church for such gorgeous weather that we have this morning. I'm Dr. Maggie McMenamin, president of Union County College, and I want to welcome everyone to our Cranford campus on this very special day. Any of you studying poetry? English literature? There's a poem called Trees, and you'll hear a lot about it this morning. Joyce Kilmer, famous New Jersey writer, poet. I think that I shall never see a poem as lovely as a tree. And it goes on, a tree that looks at God all day and lifts its leafy arms to pray. Today we're here to celebrate a partnership that Union County College has with the Basking Ridge Presbyterian Church. And I'm here to welcome you to this great event and to remind everyone that life goes on, and while the tree in Basking Ridge may not be doing too well and is dying, the offspring of that tree will live on in this Union County College sapling. Similarly, the students of Union County College represent the next generation of Americans. While some of us, we're getting older and we may, move on to greener pastures, it is the students of Union County College who will be leading Union County, leading New Jersey, leading America, and leading this world. So I'd like to remind everyone that this tree, this sapling, is not a gift from me as the president of the college. It's not a gift from our board chairman or the board of trustees, but this gift to your church is a gift from the students of Union County College, the next generation of New Jerseyans, giving you the tree, the sapling for the next generation of great white oak trees in Basking Ridge. So students, please stand up. I want to recognize them as the donors of this tree. Okay, thank you very much. Now it's my pleasure to introduce to you a man who's a great leader. He's a successful businessman, a generous philanthropist, and an outstanding chairman of the Board of Trustees of Union County College, Mr. Vic Ritchell. Vic.
Thank you, Dr. McMenamin. Good morning, everybody. This is really a special day for, as Dr. McMenamin said, the students of Union County College, but really all the people of Union County, because it's an opportunity for Union County to reach out to the people of Basking Ridge who have been the shepherd of this wonderful tree. I don't know how many of you have ever ridden by the Presbyterian Church in Basking Ridge. Anybody? I was there last night. My wife and I rode by. We ride by there frequently. First of all, the church is absolutely beautiful, and it's in the middle of the town. The tree is literally omnipresent, and it's going to be a real change in the way everything looks when the tree does come down. But it's a wonderful recognition, and if you students can do what I did last night, when I stood at the tree, and I did go and stand up next to the tree and took some pictures, and I closed my eyes and I thought about, Christopher Columbus was doing his thing when this thing was a sapling. It's hard to believe. It's hard to believe all the history of this great country that's taken place as that tree has grown. So we are thrilled to gift this tree to Basking Ridge and to the Presbyterian Church. And it wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for Professor Umbrello. You're going to hear from him in a few minutes. But he is a real wonderful ambassador for Union County College in the community and now throughout the state by having shepherded the concept of creating this and other trees which are descendants of the great oak. So thank you very much for being here, and we're really honored to be doing this today. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Now, everything we do at Union County College, we do in partnership with the Union County Board of Chosen Freeholders. It is through their tireless support for our students and for higher education that we're able to provide these wonderful students and others like them high quality, affordable education. So it's my honor, and I'm very delighted to introduce to you the chairman of the Board of Freeholders in Union County, Mr. Bruce Bergen. Bruce.
Thank you, Dr. McMenamin. On behalf of the Union County Board of Chosen Freeholders, I would like to thank Union County College and the efforts of Dr. McMenamin and Professor Tom Umbrello through the historic Tree Grove project for stepping up and helping to preserve such a vital part of New Jersey's history. For the past 2 decades, right here in this grove, and if you look at the map stretching out all back this way, Professor Umbrello has cultivated close to 100 offspring from trees with national significance. There are trees that have history with 9 U.S. presidents and other noted figures, including Nathan Hale and John Paul Jones, Booker T. Washington and Martin Luther King Jr., Charles Lindbergh, Edgar Allan Poe, and Harriet Beecher Stowe. And they are all thriving right here at Union County College. The Basking Ridge white oak tree that we celebrate today is also truly special, and it's quite possibly the oldest of its type in the nation, estimated to be at least 600 years old. We are happy to help preserve what is an important part of our state history, and I want to thank all of those involved. On behalf of the Union County Board of Chosen Freeholders, I have a resolution to present to Union County College, Vic Rischel, its Board of Directors, President McMenamin, and of course Dr. Tom Umbrello for the great work he has done. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Bergen. Now, there's 2 parts of this partnership. One, Union County College and the County of Union, and the other part is the Basking Ridge Presbyterian Church. They are represented this morning by the co-chair of the Church Tree Committee, Mr. Bill Emmett. Bill.
Hi, good morning, everyone. On behalf of the Basking Ridge Presbyterian Church, I bring greetings to Dr. McMenamin and other speakers, and also all of you here who are lucky enough to join us on this special occasion. As Dr. McMenamin said, my name's Bill Emmett. I'm a trustee of the Basking Ridge Presbyterian Church. For the past 300 years, our charge as trustees has been the care and preservation of our church buildings, cemetery, churchyard, and, of course, our now 600-year-old great white oak. Thus, you can imagine our shock and dismay last year when our trusted companion for so many years lost all of its leaves and had reached the end of its long and distinguished life. With sadness, we embarked on a program to both honor its legacy and prepare for its final removal. We also yearn for some positive sign that would allow us to accept the end and also allow us to focus on our future. Well, that sign has come to us in the form of this beautiful white oak that has been growing in the Union County Historic Tree Grove for these past 16 years under the careful care of Professor Tom Umbrello. The Basking Ridge Presbyterian Church will be forever grateful to the college and Professor Umbrello for their donation of this tree to our churchyard. Grown from an acorn of our great white oak, this tree will mark the beginning of a new chapter in our history, one that we hope will be blessed, just as we and the generations preceding us have been blessed by the great white oak of Basking Ridge. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bill Emmett. I'd also like to introduce to you the administrator of Bernards Township, Mr. Bruce MacArthur, who has some words to offer for us this morning. Good morning, Bruce.
Good morning, everybody. I too have a connection to the tree, just like our whole town. I was baptized in the sanctuary there quite a few years ago, in the shade of that oak tree. The oak tree is the Basking Ridge Presbyterian Church's tree, but it's really always been the center of the town. The oak leaves have always been the symbol of our town, in our our great seal, if so be. So I don't like to usually read resolutions, Freeholder, because but this one I'm going to read because this is from the people of Bernards Township in appreciation of Union County and Union County College and all the people. This is resolution number 2017-0155 in appreciation of the gift from Union County College of a progeny of the historic Basking Ridge white oak tree from their historic tree arboretum. Whereas the Basking Ridge Presbyterian Church, which is celebrating its 300th year anniversary in 2017, built its first house of worship under the shade of an ancient oak in those colonial times. And whereas the village of Basking Ridge and subsequently the township of Bernards grew up around this Presbyterian church and its celebrated oak. And whereas the historic white oak has become the very symbol of the township of Bernards. And whereas the historic Basking Ridge white oak tree on the grounds of the Basking Ridge Presbyterian Church has reached the end of its 600-year life. And whereas under the tutelage and foresight of Professor Thomas Umbrello on the Cranford campus of Union County College, there is a thriving historic tree arboretum and the Kellogg Greenhouse, where progeny of historic trees are propagated from seeds, cuttings, and acorns. And whereas historic tree number 88, which graces the Union County College Arboretum, is a beautiful white oak, Quercus alba, specimen propagated in the Kellogg Greenhouse from an acorn collected from the Basking Ridge white oak. And whereas Union County College has generously agreed to donate historic tree number 88 to the Basking Ridge Presbyterian Church to be planted in its churchyard on East Oak Street. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Township Committee of the Township of Bernards that we do hereby acknowledge and gratefully thank Union County College, its president, Dr. Margaret McMenamin, chair of the college's Board of Trustees, Mr. Victor M. Rickel, and biology professor, Dr. Thomas Umbrello, for the gift of this white oak tree, which carries such special meaning for the Basking Ridge Presbyterian Church and the residents of Bernards Township, voted and passed on March 28, 2017. I thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Bruce MacArthur. Now we're here from the man who started this all, and he's a Union County College professor. We are proud of our faculty at Union County College, master teachers, content experts who understand why they're here to help our students have a better life through education. Professor Dr. Thomas Umbrello. Dr. Umbrello.
Thank you, Dr. Good morning, everyone. Today is a wonderful day, and I'm pleased and honored to be a part of this. And what I'd like to contribute now is a little bit of the history of this very specific tree and how it came to be here. The historic tree grove that you see that extends off to the right started in 1995 when I started collecting offspring of trees that I thought were significant in U.S. history. But within a few years, I saw that there were many trees in New Jersey that deserved that honor and for the most part were being ignored. So I traveled the state over the course of several years, trying to find all these old trees and as best as possible collect offspring, seeds that we could grow here at the college and eventually include in this grove. So to specifically talk about the Basking Ridge white oak, that tree I always recognized, and if anyone asked me what was my favorite tree in New Jersey, that would be my answer. I consider it to be the most majestic oak, the most majestic tree in the entire state. So I knew immediately that at some point I wanted to include an offspring here in the grove. But oak trees, especially old oak trees, don't reproduce acorns on a regular basis. So even though this project started in 1995, it really wasn't until 2001 that the tree produced a banner crop of acorns. There were so many acorns dropping off that tree that year that it was like walking on marbles underneath it. So with the help of a student, we started collecting them. And I would have been pleased if we got a couple of dozen acorns when we initially made the trip up there. So to our surprise, the tree had produced so many. So we collected 2 5-gallon buckets full of acorns from the tree. Now, I knew that I realistically only needed one, but you never take a chance that the seeds are going to germinate. So we brought all the seeds back to the college. We germinated them in the greenhouse. And as it turns out, the germination rate was excellent. So we had hundreds of these seedlings. So at that point, I decided, I have the seedlings, I might as well do something productive with them besides the one that I want. So I made these seedlings available to school groups, municipalities, anybody who was interested. Some even went back to the Presbyterian Church where they used some of those seedlings in a fundraising project. But interestingly enough, I knew I wanted one for here. And this one, this is the pick of the litter. So as I grew these trees in the greenhouse, eventually moved them to an outside nursery, I always kept my eye on which one is doing the best. This one was by far the most vigorous. It had the most perfect shape. It grew most rapidly. It just seemed to be the best one. So that one was saved. Pretty much all the others were eventually given away. And it took a while to get this tree to a size that could be planted here. So it was planted in this location behind me in 2010. So it's had 10 growing seasons in this location. And you can see how much it's grown, because when I planted it here, it probably wasn't much more than 5.5 feet in height. So it's done exceptionally well. And I'm sure when this tree gets moved, if it's anywhere close to its parent in terms of vigor and longevity, it's going to just do fine in its new home. And I'm pleased it's going there. Just as a final note, I will be able to replace this tree with another progeny. There is a small nursery over on the other side of the pond where one remaining sibling to this was left in the nursery, and quite frankly, more than anything else by my neglect, I kind of forgot about it. So now I'm paying attention to it. So the plans are at this point, I'm going to nurture that tree over the next year or two. I'm hoping to plant it in its place right behind me, 2018, maybe 2019. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. I'm joining you from the Union County College Historic Tree Grove, and this morning we had a ceremony saying goodbye to the progeny of the great white oak from the Basking Ridge Presbyterian Church. And the professor who planted that acorn and nurtured it to its growth at this point is Professor Tom Umbrello. Professor Umbrello, what do you think?
I'm so pleased that this tree can carry on the legacy of the original tree in Basking Ridge. And it's certainly appropriate that the college has donated them to the church.
Can you give us a little background on the tree?
The tree started as an acorn collected in 2001. It was nurtured in the college's greenhouses for a few years, eventually to a nursery on the side of the greenhouse, and in 2010 was planted at this site. So it's been growing here for 10 seasons. It's put on terrific growth, and it's going to take this transplanting very readily.
Wonderful. We're here at the historic tree grove of Union County College. We'll be right back with more guests. We're here at Union County College in the historic tree grove, and I'm joined by Freeholder Chairman Bruce Bergen. Bruce, what do you think? This is an unusual event for the county.
Unusual, but it's great to know that a tree that's been here at the college for about 15 years and growing right here for the last 10 or so is now going to go replace the tree that it was created by is just amazing.
15-year-old tree from Union County replacing the oldest white oak in New Jersey in Basking Ridge.
Yeah, well, if you think about it, a 600-year-old tree has seen just so much go on. It existed before this country did, so it's really amazing that it's still there. And just to know that we're going to continue the legacy of that tree with the help of the college and Dr. Umbrello is just wonderful.
It's a great day at Union County College, a beautiful day, and we have a partnership with our Board of Chosen Freeholders, and Union County works with other counties and municipalities, in this case, Bernards Township, Basking Ridge, to bring this historic tree sapling back home to the church. We'll be right back. I'm joined by the chairman of the Union County College Board of Trustees, Mr. Victor M. Ritchell. Vic, what do you think about the tree transplanting?
I think it's magnificent. The church in Basking Ridge has traditionally done such a wonderful job of maintaining this wonderful 600-year oak, and for Union County College and the students and the people of the county to be able to donate this sapling and back to the Presbyterian Church is just magnificent.
Now, you're one of the people who's actually seen the father or mother tree. I'm not sure father or mother, but seen the original 600-year-old oak in Basking Ridge. What's it like?
It's magnificent. It is omnipresent. It is in the most perfect spot in the town. The Presbyterian Church is the focal point, and the tree is just omnipresent. It's magnificent. My wife and I, Andrea and I, were there last night taking photos. It's magnificent.
Well, on behalf of all of the students of Union County College who are making this donation to the Basking Ridge Presbyterian Church, I know that we're all delighted to be doing this.
Absolutely. We're very, very honored to be able to partner with that wonderful church.
We'll be right back for another guest. I'm joined now by the president of the Union County College Student Government Association, Pablo Benavides. Pablo, how's it feel to be making such an important donation to the Basking Ridge Church on behalf of our students?
You know, in your lifetime, you don't really get to do many things like this. You know, you want to try for doing something like this later in the future, but, you know, this early to be able to, you know, do something like this for people that, you know, are important is very nice. It's a very nice experience.
It's a generous expression from the Union County College students to make a donation, such an important donation, to a group you don't even know. What does that say about the spirit and character of Union County College students?
That, you know, that's just the way the school is. You know, the faculty help us, you know, without knowing us beforehand. You know, they get to know us during our classes, so we return that to whoever needs the help.
So we're talking about the next generation white oak tree at the Basking Ridge Presbyterian Church. The sapling, that next generation, donated to the church by the next generation of Americans, the next generation of leaders in New Jersey, the Union County College students. Thanks, Pablo. Good morning. I'm joined by the co-chair of the Basking Ridge Presbyterian Church Tree Committee, Bill Emmett, and the administrator of the Township of Bernards, Bruce MacArthur. So, Bill, let's start with you. Tell us about the church and the tree and what this transplanting means to your church.
That could probably take days, but the tree has been our responsibility for the 300 years that the church has been in existence. And it was already a mature 300 years when we arrived in town. It's been in our care ever since, and as a result, we were devastated last year to see it lose its leaves and be declared at the end of its life.
What's the plan for the tree now, the old tree?
The old tree is coming down the last week in April.
That'll be quite a project.
That'll be a huge project, and because of its location next to the church and in a cemetery, nothing can touch the ground. So everything has got to be done by aerial crane and slowly removed, placed on the street, and then put on. The wood will be put on log carriers to a storage area. And once it gets there, we will be examining and segregating the wood depending on the quality of it for various projects, furniture, wood turning, things like that.
I imagine nothing from that tree will get discarded without
That's correct. We are
serious thought.
saving, right down to the leaves, we're saving everything for future projects, whatever people recommend.
Okay, let's ask Bruce. Bruce, you told us a story. You were baptized at that church. So tell us about the tree and its meaning to you.
The tree means a lot to me. My parents and grandparents are buried in the churchyard, not quite in the shade of the tree, but my dad was a arborist and just loved that tree. And when he died, the memorial gifts we got, I gave them to the church for the care of the tree, and money was diverted actually to the care of the cemetery, and we come full circle. Dr. Umbrella's saplings came to our cemetery committee and we sold them off as a fundraiser and to try to document and restore the cemetery, which is now 300 years old too.
So comments or parting comments for Dr. Umbrello from both of you gentlemen.
Well, from my standpoint, I just couldn't be happier. We wanted desperately to have one of the progeny from the Great White Oak somewhere on the church property. There were a number of seedlings that had grown in various homes in the area, but nothing nearly as dramatic as this one. And when Professor Umbrello started thinking about, well, maybe I should donate this back to the church, we just had our fingers crossed that it would all work out and it would be approved by the administration. And it's a very, very special time for us.
Bruce, how about some comments about our students here at Union County College?
It's awesome, as you said in your speech, a gift from the students, and we couldn't be happier. And to learn from professors like Dr. Umbrello is a real treat for them. And tying everything back to our past, I see the Mercer Oak, the Tennant Oak. I mean, it's a pretty amazing place. And I knew about this place, but I never thought we'd have a transplant from it. So this is a great thing, and you should be proud of your staff and your students.
We're proud of the students at Union County College who are building bridges with the people from the Basking Ridge Presbyterian Church and the Township of Bernards as they gift the sapling progeny of the Great White Oak from the Presbyterian Church at Basking Ridge and donate this oak sapling back to the church.